Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail. I was lucky enough to have a good friend and colleague roll into the shop for the weekend and host a detailing paint correction seminar or workshop with me. We covered many subjects. I tried to get as much footage as I can, quality footage. I'm going to show you the footage from the first day that covers rinseless washes. We pulled up a black Porsche and did the service on that vehicle using different types of sponges, tools, and I'm going to share that with you. Listen closely because unfortunately the microphone picked up as much of the traffic rolling by as it did the information that we were trying to relay. So listen closely. I will chime in when I can to fill in some of the spots where you can't hear, but other than that, I'm going to keep my trap shut and let the footage roll. Enjoy.
Much denser and heavier as well.
Rinseless wash does not mean not pre-rinsing. It means not rinsing the product off after the dry. But if you're stuck where you need to pre-rinse and you don't have water, then what this does is the product starts to encapsulate the dirt and lift it off the surface. We see it much better with a white car.
Does it need to be running off the paint, or does it just you just need to see the product gather?
I just need to see it gather.
Okay.
By all means, good friends, if you have a vehicle that is heavily soiled, a lot of mud, a lot of salt from the winter time, use a pressure washer or hose and rinse it off before the pre-treat. Rinseless just means you're not rinsing off the product you're using to clean the vehicle. We're using ONR here. You can use anything you'd like. You can use Wolfgang, ADG. There are plenty out there. That's not the point.
Oh, you're taking a brush to a car. Well, yes, I am taking a brush to a car.
Because what's coming next?
Well, we're polishing.
Exactly.
But even if we weren't polishing, so you'll notice I'm purposely going against the grain. When we dry this off, we can inspect it, and we'll find that there's no brush marks.
That's because you're using a flag tip brush.
Flag tip nylon brush and the rinseless wash that's providing lubrication. Do we have a grill on this thing?
I was surprised to see that in the bucket.
I thought it was for wheels.
Oh, we'll use it on wheels as well. So rinseless wash, just like washing yourself. Start with the roof, finish with the butt. And these, we'll have to let these soak a little bit. The sponge has two sides for a reason. Once you get one side done.
Now it's slatted on both sides too?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the video, we did hold the two sponges side by side, the big red sponge and the newer black sponge, which is more ergonomic, so you can hold it in your hand a bit easier. It has the same surface area. The material is a little bit different. It's a little bit softer. However, I stick with the big red sponge. Keep in mind, when I do the rinseless, which is about 50-50 here at the shop, I'll do 50% of the washes. I'll do the maintenance washes with the Canon. The kids love the foam Canon, so I let them do that with the contact wash and the bucket and the shampoo. But when it comes to paint correction, it's going to be always rinseless. We will rinse off the heavy contamination, bring it inside, and start with ONR or American Detail Garage, or whatever. Wolfgang is also another decent product.
No pressure on the sponge. It feels like you're working, you're doing something wrong. So do you squeeze down the sponge, not give against it? No, you squeeze the sponge out a little too much. You notice it was sort of grabby on the surface? It's because you had it a little too dry. Basically, when you pull it out, just one squeeze in your hand, and you're good.
One panel at a time, flip the sponge, get it over to the bucket in the solution, rinse it, get it back to work on the next panel.
So my clay towel, I use it as an iron remover applicator. So combining the rinseless and the iron remover with a perforated clay, now we can clay the vehicle with the rinseless still on the surface. So I use a lot less iron remover on the vehicle.
The waterless or rinseless versions of washing can be a little bit controversial. I don't find it causes any more scratches than the traditional wash. However, some do not even have a choice. It depends where you are, your location, the type of services you're doing, but the rinseless method is perfectly fine. And here we're just showing that you can combine the iron removal or the ferrous metal removal with the claying process at the exact same time.
Sorry, this is Porsche. Hard paint or soft?
To remove the iron remover, but since we're not going to be using the rinseless again, we'll just rinse it off using the rinseless.
This doesn't have any body detail.
No, not much. It's a little bit behind the wheels, but I don't think this car sees driving too often.
It doesn't, but it sits outside 24/7.
Yep.
Yeah, right here. You feel a little bit.
After the iron remover / clay process, simply go over it with the sponge and the ONR one more time and dry. Simple as that.
I think this is a situation where I'd like to have a keg sprayer.
A keg sprayer would work,
Yeah.
or a hose. But yeah. But since we're not going to be using the water in there, we're fine. Just get rid of those last little leaf things out of the cracks. Is there any on that side, Brian?
Noted, it was the same brush that cleaned the wheels that is also freshening up the corners and the cracks of the vehicle here around the windows. I personally keep them separated, one brush for the body, one for the wheels.
Now in my shops, we wouldn't have dried the car off. We would have gone straight to polishing. Straight to polishing quickly, prevent water spots. We'll dry.
Twist loop? Yeah, is there some kind of drying aid? Usually, I don't know.
Yeah. So if you're doing a soap and water wash, drying aids, which should really be called drying lubricants, are just there to help us prevent towel scratching.
Dry towel.
Yeah. Because water is a solvent, and if you're drying with just water on the surface, you're spreading that solvent around. It makes drying harder, and that's when you're scratching the car.
Not sure exactly what the mic picked up there, but what was being relayed is that was the perfect time then to use your drying aid if you wish.
Yeah. There's some that are a lot worse than that. Oh, yeah. But they all have the same chemical base, thiol base, so it's a blending of solvent. You can slightly reduce the water, but you can never get. How'd I do?
Don't see anything.
Right. That's the whole goal. So a brush is not a scary thing on a vehicle. And the other thing, you know, I'm wearing rings in a watch. I've worn rings in a watch all my life. I've never scratched a car with them.
I feel like the only way that happens is if you're negligent.
Yeah.
Here and there were already some battle scars on the vehicle. That's why it's here. I can tell you there was nothing added to the car to make the correction process any more difficult than it already was. Actually looks fantastic. Trying to stress that there are no scratches. No new scratches anyway. Time for the wheels. If heavily soiled, you can use any APC or wheel cleaner. If not, just stick with the ONR by itself and the brush.
Same one. Same one. That one is sold as a wheel and body brush. Right. Oh, okay.
A little stiffer than those, but
Did a halfway decent job. I'd probably still give this a solid rinse before I put it back on the car.
definitely pressure washing.
Use some more rinseless to just kind of neutralize, I guess.
Yeah.
Now you do rinseless again after to neutralize?
Okay.
So I just sprayed this again.
Yep, perfect. We can dry it off. Basically, as soon as you put the brush back in the rinseless solution, it's cleaning it off. Right.
Ivan mentions there that you can put the wheel brush back in the ONR and it will start to clean itself. I personally keep a separate brush, but would take the wheel brush and use a pressure washer to clean it before touching the body again.
Yeah. But we don't, we don't always have the luxury of a pressure washer, so.
If truly knowing what I know now, if I was going to go back and start again, I would I'd buy a keg and stay rinseless.
Yeah.
For all the effort.
Yeah.
And not carry a pressure washer.
Right.
Or water for that matter.
I've never understood mobile detailers that carry water. If your customer can't provide you with 5 gallons of water,
Let me know down in the comments section what your favorite rinseless or waterless product is. The point of the video isn't to sell you anything. There's no wrong answers. Share yours with us down in the comments section. The Porsche is all cleaned up. I'm going to do a quick walk around for you. Ivan is a good friend. He has a ton of information, a wealth of knowledge to share with you, so I will put every link I can think of, especially his YouTube channel. Very educational. I'll put the links down in the comments section, and you can go check them out. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Catch you in the next video.